Martial arts movie villains often possess great fighting skills, and sometimes they're even better fighters than the heroes and heroines opposing them. Martial arts films strive to make their protagonists strong fighters, often showing them training to develop their fighting skills, and occasionally portraying them as underdogs who must push themselves especially hard. At the same time, just as much attention goes to the fighting skills of the villains, who must provide a great challenge for their enemies to overcome. Sometimes, great martial arts movies go even further with their villains, portraying them as nearly insurmountable combatants whose fighting skills vastly exceed those of protagonists. In these kinds of martial arts movies, the villain's power is emphasized with the hero or heroine just barely managing to win by the end, either through a surprise, spur-of-the-moment strategy, or with the aid of another protagonist. 10. Wu Chow in Shanghai Nights, 2003. Donnie Yen did a handful of Hollywood movies in the late 90s and early 2000s, and by far the best is 2003's Shanghai Nights, which finally gave the world a Jackie Chan versus Donnie Yen smackdown. With Chan's Chun Won determined to stop the assassination of Queen Victoria, the tornado of spinning kicks and tiger strikes from Yen's Wu Chow proves too much for Chun Won to handle. Wu Chow is the victor of the fight itself, and he only meets a rather cartoonish end to the pyrotechnic assistance of Chan's sister, Lin Fan Wong. 9. The Big Boss in Dragon Lord, 1982. The Jackie Chan classic Dragon Lord is another highlight of his skills as both an action star and an action filmmaker, and the 2-on-1 final fight is also a true Jackie Chan classic, with his Dragon Ho and his associate Chin Mars, taking on the Big Boss, Huang Ing Shik. With the power of Huang's Hapkido skills in full swing, the Big Boss is all but impossible for Dragon Ho and Cowboy Chin to handle, with the two only narrowly emerging victorious. Dragon Lord's final fight is such a timeless classic that Gareth Evans subsequently used it as a model for the final showdown of the raid, Redemption. 8. Allan and Gorgeous, 1999. Any Jackie Chan-style romantic comedy is going to have an abundance of amazing action scenes, and 1999's Gorgeous packs not one, but two absolutely electrifying kung fu sauna battles between Chan Sien-chan and Western kickboxing champion Allan. In their first fight, Allan easily overpowers the frustrated Chan and mostly dominates their rematch at the end of Gorgeous until Chan loosens up to eke out a slim victory. Gorgeous is also notable as the most prominent on-screen role for the late Brad Allan, the first Western member of the Jackie Chan stunt team, who tragically passed away in 2021 at the age of 48. 7. Scorpion in 5 Deadly Venoms, 1978. When it comes to Shaw Brothers kung fu classics, few can compare with 5 Deadly Venoms, which brought together an ensemble of larger-than-life kung fu masters extolling different animal styles. The villainous venom of 5 Deadly Venoms is Su Chien Scorpion, an exponent of the skills of his namesake, who gives the other Venoms a real run for their money. As the final fight of 5 Deadly Venoms shows, Scorpion's place among formidable kung fu villains has never been in question. 6. Hua Sing Ku in Lethal Weapon 4, 1998. Jet Li made his English-language debut as the villainous Hua Sing Ku in the 4th Lethal Weapon, with his skill as a wushu master stealing the show. Hua Sing Ku has a handful of brief fights in Lethal Weapon 4 before his true show-stopping fights against Martin Riggs, Mel Gibson, and Roger Murtaugh, Danny Glover. In their first fight, Hua Sing Ku blindingly overpowers Riggs and Murtaugh, with the two only gaining the upper hand over him thanks to the rain-soaked dock where their final fight takes place. Even then, Hua still more than holds his own after being impaled, with Riggs having to fire a machine gun on him to finally 5. Win. Benny Urquidez in Wheels on Meals, 1984. Benny the Jet Urquidez is one of the most respected kickboxers of all time, and he can also lay claim to one of the greatest martial arts movie fights ever filmed opposite Jackie Chan in 1984's Wheels on Meals. Urquidez's unnamed henchman is as cocky as he is formidable. A smug smile of satisfaction affixes his face as he dominates most of the fight. Urquidez would even accidentally extinguish a row of candles with a spinning kick during Wheels on Meals' final fight, which was not planned but was ultimately kept in the movie. Though Chan eventually rallies for the win, it is by a clearly narrow margin. Thunderfoot in Drunken Master, 1978. Jackie Chan finally broke out to Hong Kong stardom with his 1978 combo of Snake and Eagle's Shadow and Drunken Master, both of which feature legendary taekwondo do Kicking Machine Huang Zhengli as their villain. In Drunken Master, Huang plays the assassin Thunderfoot, who easily defeats Chan's young Wang Fei-hung in their first encounter. While Wang's much-improved drunken fist skills lead him to victory in the finale of the Jackie Chan martial arts comedy, Thunderfoot's kicks still make it a very hard-won fight. Huang Zhang kicking skills are indeed no joke, Huang having reportedly killed a real-life knife-wielding attacker with a roundhouse kick to the head. 3. Chun in Killzone 2, 2015. The spiritual sequel to the 2005 Donnie Yen vehicle Shapalang, aka Killzone. SPL2, A Time for Consequences, Killzone 2, teams up martial arts movie legends Tony Jaa and Wu Jing as Cha-Che and Chi-Kit. SPL2's climactic showdown pits Jaa and Wu against the corrupt, stone-cold prison warden Chun Max Zhang, who still handles his enemy's 2-on-1 attack with almost no difficulty. In the end, gravity is what tips the scales for Cha-Che and Chi-Kit, but Chun nevertheless embodies the toughest kind of villain any Hong Kong or Thai martial arts flick has to offer. Mad Dog in the Raid, Redemption 2011. Gareth Evans' action horror Dynamo the Raid. Redemption pushed action movies to the next level, and much of the credit for that deservedly goes to silent master Yayan Ruyan for his portrayal of the movie's bloodthirsty antagonist, Mad Dog. The Raid's final showdown pits estranged brothers Rama, Iko Uwais, and Andy, Daniel Lamza, against Mad Dog, with the villain completely dominating the fight right up to the very bloody end. The Raid simply would not be the martial arts classic that it is without everything Mad Dog brings to it, and Ruyan later brought his skills to the role of Picoso in the 2014 sequel, The Raid 2. Yuri Boyka in Undisputed 2, Last Man Standing, 2006. One of the greatest heroes of martial arts cinema, began as a villain. Yuri Boyka, Scott Adkins, in Isaac Florentine's Undisputed 2, Last Man Standing. The self-proclaimed most complete fighter in the world has plenty to back that up, which George Iceman Chambers, Michael Jai White, learns when he faces Boyka in a Russian prison MMA match. Chambers learns just enough MMA to barely edge out a win over Boyka in their rematch. However, it's clear that Boyka's only recorded loss was a result of him getting overconfident. His pride, not Chambers, is what really defeated him back when the character was a martial arts movie villain.